Doug Ford sounds like Donald Trump, and that's because he is like Donald Trump. He believes in ugly, vicious, a brand of politics that traffics in smears and lies.
Who would have thought deplorable Donald and crooked Hillary would be campaigning in Ontario for the June election? Kathleen Wynne went full Trump on Doug Ford today. Have a look.
Michelle Obama, whom I admire greatly, recommended that when they go low, we should go high. And I loved that idea when she said it, until we ended up with Donald Trump in the White House. So I'm sorry, but not again. Not here, not in Ontario. I'm not going to go high. I'm not going to go low. I'm going to call that bullying behavior out for what it is.
With the stakes so high in the June election, it's unsurprising that this has already got nasty. But Jamie Wallace, the election hasn't even started yet.
But it's no surprise. Wynne can't campaign on a record. She doesn't have a record to campaign on except scandal, corruption, mismanagement. So she's decided instead to campaign against Donald Trump.
And so she has also even gone so far as to call Doug Ford a bully, where she claims that he even basically chanted that infamous line that Trump had against Hillary Clinton, lock her up. Except Doug Ford never said that.
Someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
What Ford did was he accused her of her government of multiple ethical breaches. He threatened to bring in or promised to bring in an outside auditor if he wins the election to review who is getting rich off of the taxpayer. And he accused Wynne of shady tricks, and that set her off.
So who's the bully? Have a look.
Because he may be Donald Trump, but I'm not Hillary Clinton, not in Ontario, and Ontario is not the United States of America. Is that I think it's crystal clear that this is going to be a vicious campaign. I think we could be in for, a very, very nasty surprise come June 8th.
Can this type of tactic actually backfire on the Premier?
So this has been tried before in this province, and this isn't America. These type of tactics don't go over as well. Back in 2003, the Ontario PCs issued a press release, which they later apologized for. They called Dalton McGuinty at the time an evil reptilian kitten eater from another planet. And it was intended as a joke, but it didn't go over very well. Wynne's getting into the muck. She is trying to project and characterize some of the undesirable aspects of Donald Trump onto Doug Ford. And whether Ford reacts to that, we'll have to see.
Since Kathleen Wynne is fighting for her political life and going so negative, the question now is whether or not Doug Ford responds. So does he stay away from this, or does he acknowledge it?
I think there's no question that Ford will respond. That's in his character. But he's also made a real effort during this campaign to look like a premier and to not give people cause for concern. So I think in this case it probably will, to some degree, backfire on her.
I think Doug is actually going to say, when he's asked about this, because he will be, I think he'll say something like, that's what her tactic is. She's just trying to fear-monger. That's how I think he'll respond.
It is utter and absolute fear-mongering, and people are smarter than that.